the family, the Kossowsky family.
Here, you talk a little louder.
By a hotel. This is the Kossowsky family. That's Minda Kossowsky, aged 5 years old. This is Malon Hasharon, had just opened, a beautiful. This is the family walking. Shulman, Livsha, and their 3 children, and Rywka Kagan. Walking ahead is Emmy. And now walking ahead is Shaul. And now is Livsha running with Minda. And then everybody gets together again. This is Minda, Emmy, the Shlama, smiling. That's Rywka Kagan, the Livsha. Now they're walking with my father. Now the new face there is my father. These are buildings. This is 1949, the state was just established. This is also a child. This is Davi, son of Dot Chaim, also 5 years old. Only son of Dot Chaim. And this is his mother, Dada Yudit, walking. And now Emmy is walking with those 2 children. Davi, whose real name is Aminadav, and Minda. And between them is Emmanuel. The gathering, I don't know exactly where that is. My father was doing a tour of the country at the time in order to show people back in South Africa. So he was showing gatherings, and this orchestra was this was an official gathering, but unspecified. I don't know what it was.
The Herzl's coffin.
Herzl should be coming up. There is these are buildings. Now you see what buildings look like at the beginning of development and towns. You see various kinds of buildings, sometimes a little bit better, sometimes small. And these, of course, are all the new immigrants. And in one of the scenes, we're going to see the tent cities, the Ma'abarot. This was one of the fast ways they would put up a building, a real building, 1 story. The people that we see here, we don't know who they are, but they were various new communities of new immigrants. Remember, this is 1949, 1 year after the state was established, when they just started to gather immigrants. Okay, you notice still using a horse and wagon. Even better buildings were not so big. That's probably a 2-story building. The tzaddik on top there was for elections. This is the tent city, Ma'abarot, where a lot of immigrants were for a few years until eventually they were reabsorbed into proper towns. This is already a well-developed town with trees, proper buildings with roofs. On the other hand, this is just a tzrif, a little hut. Okay, the Aleph, that's for elections. That was, you notice the buses. That's what the buses look like. This is the Herzl. They brought Theodor Herzl, reburied him in Har Herzl in Yerushalayim, and that picture with the honor guard of Navy people was from that event. These are not family people. These are just children from development communities. This could be, that one building could have been Kerem B'Yavne because Minda said it was up. Netivot was also a development town. You notice really very simple buildings that were put up.
A kibbutz?
I don't think it was a kibbutz. No, Tivot wasn't a kibbutz. We'll soon come to a sign that says Ein Surim. I don't know where each one was, where they were. Ein Surim was a Mizrahi Bnei Akiva kibbutz that had been in the Gush by Gush Etzion and had been destroyed in 1948. In 1949, Ein Surim, the survivors re-established a kibbutz, Ein Surim, actually near Rehovot, near Ashkelon. You see, there's the sign, Ein Surim.
Was it a religious kibbutz?
Yeah, Mizrahi, a religious kibbutz, yes. Yes, the Gush were only religious settlers. That, you see, that's the beginning of Magen David Adom ambulances. This is the old Doda Livsha Shachor, sister of my grandfather, Kossowskys, and she lived in various times, different places. She was very beloved by everybody in the family. She's the mother of a large family of descendants, all living in Israel. This must have been put in the wrong place. This is at one of the stops in a town, in an airport in Africa that my father stopped in. Okay, this is an El Al plane, so you see that it was worthy of being photographed itself. El Al was established in 1948, and this is their plane. I'm not a maven on planes to explain what was special about those first planes, but you notice that people would walk to the plane just walking on the ground. They would just walk, and not all of these are passengers, but the people accompanying them would also walk with them all the way till the ladder that went up. I would think that the people in jackets are the travelers, and the people in white shirts are probably maybe just accompanying them. Okay, you notice the ladder to go up. Okay, this is already different. This is when Zalman came back for his bar mitzvah. The end of 1953, he had spent a year in Israel. And you can see my mother's excitement. That's my mother with Zalman on one side and me on the other. I think that's bending down for a branch. I couldn't figure out what that was, but I see that my father does it also. They're bending. There must have been a low-hanging branch. Okay, obviously my father, my mother, and me. See, they bend. Her hat got caught on